everybody, I'm just checking in. I'm gonna switch to what week it is in my all-in recovery rather than days, because now it's just kind of getting to be a lot of days. So I'm gonna start with saying today I'm in week 6 of my all-in recovery, and it's not that much different than last week. And I did want to post because I want you to understand that there's not always these amazing realizations and these things happening all the time. What I'm seeing as I'm going is there's a lot of just being in whatever I'm doing, whatever's happening, and I don't want it to seem like I always have some, major thing to vlog about, because I really don't. And maybe that's part of the reason why people don't tend to really vlog about the process of this, because when you bring attention to it all the time, you want to have like these major things to say about it. And right now I'm just stuck in kind of the same mode. So I'm continuing to eat unrestrictedly. I'm continuing to gain weight. Again, I don't have numbers because I'm not using the scale, as that was used as a tool to torture myself for many, many years, decades. And so I am growing. It's like I'm stuck in this mode where I'm just growing, and then I'm having to deal with the emotions of growing. And because that was what I used all of my efforts to avoid in the past, it is something that is minute to minute difficult sometimes. Now, I've heard said that once you truly do not believe in thin supremacy anymore, and once you truly detach from your worth being your body and that thinner is better, that goes away. And I think I tend to criticize myself a lot on a daily basis because it hasn't gone away yet. I'm feeling enormous. I'm feeling insecure, embarrassed, and it's difficult. And I feel like getting past that is in my, just beyond my grasp. And because I know logically that my size does not affect my worth, but I cannot seem to get to that root, like that child inside of me that was convinced that as a fat person, I am worthless. And so I'm basically trying to take that logical side and that emotional side, which is somewhat irrational because it's really the child me, and bring them together and have them level out. So it's causing a lot of emotion. It's causing, again, insecurity, which is something that I have tried to avoid like the plague my entire life, because it's like I feel like I was born insecure. And I know that's not true. I remember grade school. I remember up till 6th grade where I just wasn't self-conscious at all until my weight was called out by family and my doctor. And just to kind of give you a perspective, I hit the height I am now in 7th grade. So I grew, I hit my adult height at 7th grade. And I specifically remember going to the doctor and being like 172 pounds. And the doctor saying that I needed to lose weight. And he didn't shame me, other than to, obviously, I'm abnormal, there's a problem, all this. And I'm 5'7", and I'm very broad-shouldered. I'm not petite at all. I have long limbs, long fingers, wide hands, wide feet. But 172 was like a huge problem. I don't believe that it is, I may have been higher at the time than a lot of people in my grade, but it wasn't, I was also taller than them. I also carry my weight over my entire body, and it's not like it was all around my middle or something. So there was this shame from that point, that's when I woke up to the fact that something was wrong with me physically, and that if I didn't get my acting gear, I'd never have a normal life. Like, that was kind of the insinuation there. Like, we need to stop this now before it's a huge problem. So, but I gotta tell you, if it had never been made a thing, I would have never started then overeating and turning to food, because I felt bad. I felt insecure. I was always a little bit of the outcast because I was then became shy and introverted. And then, it was like this vicious cycle. I was always depressed because I, was an outcast, and I became introverted and a bookworm and stayed in my room, and I just wanted to eat to comfort it. And, that said, the part of me now that's shameful about gaining weight and the fact that you can see it is that girl. And, I have so much compassion for that girl. And I see what happened logically. I see how it could have been avoided. I see how all of it happened, but I can't seem to eradicate that emotion. So what I'm doing is just using the techniques that I've seen, which is specifically Tabitha Farrar's method of rewiring the brain. You have a thought or a feeling, and you don't let it stop you from eating. And two, contradict that in your brain. I really do believe 100% that if we tell ourselves a certain thing over and over again for a certain number of days, that we will then come to believe that as fact. So part of me is still holding on to the shame and the embarrassment and the inferiority attached to becoming fat. And I truly don't believe it really affects your worth. It's just that kind of existing in that body that is a struggle for me. I particularly have a lot of embarrassment in front of my mom, and who never says anything bad. But that's where it started. And then, of course, by extension, my family. And then, of course, being a single female, it's embarrassing in front of men, because I know that that's judged, but I don't want to care. And that's what I'm trying for right now. I'm trying to not care. I'm trying to put my focus on other things. And I'm more than ever determined not to let these emotions affect what I'm trying to do here. Again, it all comes down to this: no matter how bad I feel, no matter how tight my clothes are, no matter how many times I have to buy new clothes, I'm not going to let that take me back to restriction, take me back to trying to force my body into a certain size. And I do have enough data to understand that I won't keep gaining weight forever as long as I conquer the thought patterns of negative body image and feeling bad about my body, because that will lead to restriction. It's like those thoughts of, I shouldn't be eating this, or I should eat this, not that, are getting louder, which you'd think they wouldn't because I'm reprogramming and da-da-da. But I'm noticing as I feel worse about my body my urge to restrict increases. Feel bad about your body, urge to restrict, urge to force your body into a place that you'd rather be. And this is everything that I'm wanting to get rid of. So I'm not restricting. I'm counteracting those thoughts of wanting to restrict by actually then going eating what I want to restrict. And I think that is really that, and just trying to change my thought patterns is really all I can do right now. Kind of boring content, especially when it's kind of everything I've been talking about already, but it is what I'm in right now. And I would love to hear what you're going through right now. If you are in All In Recover, if you're thinking about it, I just really need support, I guess. I mean, maybe that's what I'll say is, I don't have a lot of subscribers, but if you are watching this and you have any thoughts on it, please share. I could basically really use not feeling alone right now, because no one else in my life is doing this. And I don't have any personal connection with anyone that feels this way right now. So, please comment. Please, let's talk about this. And, if not, I will just talk to you next week. I'll check in for week 7. I am kind of amazed that I am this far in and that I've tolerated the weight gain that I've tolerated. I mean, that's great, right? It's going well. I think it's really important to keep guilt and fear at bay and just move forward and, kind of, I won't say fake it till you make it, or just do it and hope to meet up with myself later. So, that's about it for today. I really just want to say that I really feel like guilt and shame are the root of all of this. And because if we didn't have guilt and shame, we wouldn't feel that driven to abuse our bodies and to put our bodies in this, hot girl or hot man shaped box. And the guilt and the shame drive us to end the guilt and the shame, but really we're not supposed to do it by trying to fix our body. We're supposed to do it by ending the guilt and the shame, because they're dumb. So that's what I'm going to try to do this week, and I will check in with you later. Bye.